This week marks 2 years that our family has lived in the Highlands of Papua New Guinea. They've been an absolutely incredible, but also difficult 2 years. There's an album on my phone that I've titled Rejoicing, and it's just filled with pictures of the faces of patients that I've been able to care for in the hospital who are alive today because of the medical care that I was able to provide. And as I look into their faces, many of them children, my heart just overflows with gratitude for the role that God has given us to play here in Papua New Guinea.
We think back on our first fumbling conversations in Tok Pidgin. Ta so mi pla line hurry up, now we can talk long, go get to man Mary lo, get to something.
Time you work low house sick, me talk one time sick man, I ask him all, blow one of you come low house sick blow you all some one of
And now we have so many dear Papua New Guinea brothers and sisters. Some of the people that come to mind that our children will remember forever are Kellen, Paula, Rex, Waime, Polk, John Opa, and Miriam. The people of Papua New Guinea have welcomed us like family. They've taught us by their examples of rich community, overflowing kindness, and incredible rugged resilience.
The people of Papua New Guinea are so strong and beautiful. They scrape out barrets in the side of mountains so that they can plant cacao. They carry heavy beelums filled with batas up and down dense jungle. They birth babies without any painkillers. They endure all sorts of sickness, violence, tragedy, yet are ready to love at a hair's trigger.
As we reflect back on our family time here, it's been really amazing, and we've had so many good moments together as a family in this slower paced life. Jake and I's daily routine is to do a slow walk around station. Back when the babies would calmly and quietly sit in the stroller, and now as they zigzag back and forth and we have to call them on, let's go, come on. We think of all the meals with friends who we invite over or they invite us over, and we share meals that are made with the exact same ingredients that we all bought at the grocery store that we went to in town that week.
We think about our children stomping on top of the airplane at the airplane playground.
Do.
We think about hikes up to Mount Tapi or hikes into the bush of Piltangi, where our family and our children just dive into these crystalline streams and wash and play, and it's beautiful. And all the PNG children come and run and laugh and play and have fun with our kids. We think about nights where we sit around and play Scrabble, or read books together on the couch, or just sit and have a slow pace of life. We hear our kids' laughter outside as they jump on the trampoline with friends.
We never actually leave our house at nighttime, 99% of the time. And so we're always just around each other when it gets dark at 6:30. It's time for dinner and family time, and that's been a really wonderful ritual as we've lived here for these 2 years.
I think about the lives that God has given us the opportunity to invest in. I think of a young man named Rex that we've been able to befriend and pour into for 2 years and help him go to college, which will change the entire trajectory of his future. I think of the conversations that God has enabled us to have with people in the village where we share His love and share the gospel, and how we've actually seen that bring peace in places where there otherwise would have been violence. For the first 6 months that we were here, it's exciting, it's new. For that middle year that we were here, there were many hard days in the hospital. There were many days where I felt completely overwhelmed with the amount of patients to care for or what I was being asked to do. There are many days where I felt incredibly lonely and felt like it was just me trying to take care of people, see the next person, see the next person, see the next person, and felt overwhelmed with stress. And I think part of that's just getting used to a new culture, getting used to a new style of medicine, getting used to new pathology, new things that you see. But it was really hard, and it was a heavy burden that every day wore me down. Being honest, there were weeks after weeks after weeks where I told Janae, I was like, I don't know if I can make it another day. I don't know if I can make it another week. And just tears, frustrations, hard time. And that's just being honest. It's hard. It's not always easy. It's not always easy to be here. It's not always easy to be caring for CHOP victim after CHOP victim in the hospital. We knew that God called us to Papua New Guinea for 2 years to serve. We didn't know how long it would be, but we were committed for 2 years. And our time with Samaritan's Purse ends after 2 years. Samaritan's Purse, by the way, has been just incredible. To serve with.
They're like family
loved
too.
us so well. We feel so blessed.
And our hope was that maybe when we finished this 2 years that we would come back for another term or another year or longer. And I think we kind of felt that we would do that when we left for the 2-year term, but we had no clue where God would lead us.
We tried not to think about too much what we were going to do long term for that first year that we were here. But after being here for a year, then we needed to start praying and planning and thinking about what was next. And so for much of the latter half of 2024, that was our daily conversation, our daily prayer is, what do we do?
God, what do you have for us?
We love it here. It's really hard sometimes, but it's also beautiful. But we know too that we will follow you wherever you want us to go. Where we felt like God gently guided us, no clear direction, but where we felt gently guided was that in May, we are planning on coming back to the United States. I'll resume working with my job at the Mayo Clinic, which was a great blessing and a wonderful job for the 4 years I worked there before. We're looking forward to reconnecting with friends and family. We're looking forward to serving at our local church and plugging back into our local church. Now, Lord willing, we don't know all of the plans and details, but Lord willing, we're planning on coming back to Papua New Guinea for 2 to 3 months every other year, and still need to figure out some of the details, but that's our prayer. We know that God has put this place in our hearts, in our lives, in our family. We deeply love it. We deeply cherish this place. We deeply cherish these people. I've cried 25 times this week thinking about that in 5 or 6 weeks we're going to be back in the United States. We love it here. It's really hard to think about coming home because this feels like home right now.
Yeah.
But
we didn't start becoming missionaries when we moved here, and we won't stop being missionaries when we go back. A common word that has kept coming up as we've been going through this decision-making process has been the word season. And we knew that this would be a 2-year season and we were hoping for more, but just that we pray and hope that we have served well in this 2-year season here in Papua New Guinea. And it has not been a waste or a failure or any of the things that our earthly minds want to say and speak to ourselves. It actually has been a really wonderful, glorious thing, even in the hard times, because God has refined us and used Jake in so many ways at the hospital, even in those hard times. So it's super difficult for us to think about this 2-year season coming to an end and leaving and coming back to the United States. But we also look at it with a lot of joy and meaning. And we also, it's not over. We're not done here. We look forward to the next time that we get to come back, which we have lifelong friends here, and we have Papua New Guinea and missionary alike. We are so excited to continue this relationship. We know the language, we know the people, we know the medicine here, we know the life here. We're not experts by any means. We've only been here 2 years, but we feel like this is home. And so it makes it an easy and wonderful and exciting place to come back to. And we are definitely committed to coming back here for longer short-term trips in the future.
We want to say thank you to all of you who have loved us and supported us and made this work possible. You've touched so many lives here in Papua New Guinea. There are children who are living, walking around with their families today because you enabled us to come here. There are people who have heard the gospel and been prayed with and who have come to know the Lord because you supported us to be able to come here. We're grateful for our family back home who has allowed us to come and parted with us and missed us and their grandkids and children for 2 years while we've been serving people here.
But we just trust that Jesus is leading us, and we are so open to every direction that He has for us, whatever that looks like. If that looks like the United States, then great. If that looks like Papua New Guinea, then great. Our lives don't mean anything if we aren't following after Him.
Just today, I happened to see a book in a small library we have here on station, and at random, I picked up this book and I looked and I saw, oh, it's a memoir of some missionaries who lived in Papua New Guinea for a long time. And I just happened to flip to the last page. God prompted me to. And I read this. It says, "Soon we would board a jet and be on our way to America. America, where no one knocks at the door in the middle of the night asking for help. Where the food is more to our liking, where church services begin and end on time. Where we can walk around on paved sidewalks. Where in the night we can exchange the sound of village drums for normal traffic noises. A return to normalcy. Is that what we wanted? Or could leaving this land possibly be the incredible sacrifice?"